fucking fourth member,
oh my
baby.
gosh.
Let's just do this
No,
right
I-
now.
he's
coming in.
No, I want to be aligned with Netta. I want to be aligned with Netta.
Are you kidding me, dude? Come on. Where you going, Deli? Come on now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Okay.
He needs to work on his fashion though, for real. That pants was like, that's
Oh
just.
my
that's,
gosh. No, I like that color. That's what I was wearing yesterday.
That's MC Hammer days. That's gone.
Running around over there.
What is that? You should sleep in that. I'll wait on a. Oh my! Don't get me started.
Book How to Lose a Game in 30 Seconds. Coming.
No, no.
Okay, wait. Are we?
Did you check your hair
we
yet?
have a question
It's
in
been
here.
3 seconds. You haven't touched your hair yet. Okay, sorry.
Paul, I gotta tell you, like when I was watching season 1, I loved Tom, and I thought Tom was like the center of everything. And when he left, it was kind of like a lot of steam left the show. I felt the same way when you left the show. Can you talk a little bit about like the big persona that you have and how much of an impact that had in your dismissal?
You know what? The thing is, I realized very early in the game that I was at a disadvantage. I was the older guy. I couldn't keep up with these young kids. So I figured, listen, my personality, I love you, Kyle. My personality was bigger, and I knew that. And so I really wanted to emphasize having fun in the house and capitalizing on this amazing opportunity. So my strategy was really to play into the camera and make sure Canada knows that I was having fun at this game. And whatever I was thinking, I wanted them to know what I was doing. Whether it was a prank, whether it was hanging out with these guys, making some really crazy, memorable moments, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
His allies.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. And even though, you know, Kyle had muscles in the wrong places and intimidated a lot of people, probably hindering our game, it's cool.
With like 2.
I stayed with him. This is kind of like ping pong. It's really hard for an interviewer to interview when Kyle keeps bouncing off. And the puppet thing, it doesn't work unless the camera's actually on you. Let's throw it to Kyle, see if you can do better than that.
Okay. What?
Thank you, by all means.
You know, I'm trying.
What did you think of Paul's game?
Paul's game? What do I think of it? Watch the Titanic. Watch when it hit the iceberg. It was sunk. There's nothing else to say.
My favorite moment of the season is like, okay, you're watching week 1 and you see Paul, and Paul's like, look, I'm going to get all these jokers to step off the ice, and I became the first HOH. Okay, loved it. Then everybody starts turning on you, and instead of sort of like playing it down key, playing it sort of like, oh, I don't know why they're saying this stuff.
Like a broken mule.
You say, you look at the mirror and you go, you're like, all right, everybody hates me. I'm just going to play this all the way until the final 2. This man is saying that in week 2. Can you talk about, like, was it delusion? Was it just like, I mean, I'm dying. I'm dying to know.
There was my question, right, Kyle? Just checking. Listen, the fact of the matter is that when you're in this house, there's so many things that goes through your head, and because we've never played the game before, we're just reaching for whatever we think might work in the game. So at that point, I knew nobody liked me. It's not my game to be the bad guy. But what am I going to do at this point? So I'm doing exactly what Adele did. He thought, let me just call out Sabrina against my religion now, and let me play it out to the end this way. Sometimes you come up with the craziest strategies to go week by week and sometimes hour by hour. And you know this game changes so fast. I knew for a fact, dude, let me tell you this much. If we got that one vote, this game would have turned around because they knew that we would have been a powerhouse between myself, Ika, and Adele. We would have turned the house around, and they knew that.
What about Kyle?
You see, Kyle was gone already at that point. So really, we couldn't count on him, right? But at that point, knowing one vote, dude, that was crazy. To think that I pulled all those strategies and literally between myself and Kyle, I got one vote, whether I stayed or not, that's crazy.
That's insane, dude.
Listen, don't take the words that are right out of my mouth. I'd say a little better, though. Insane, dude.
Kyle, I want to ask you a little bit about your relationship with Adele. Yeah. You know, when I first saw you, everybody was like, oh, who is this jerk? He takes his shirt off every 2 seconds. And I actually thought you were going to be a founding member of the boys club with Andrew and Kenny and John. What was it about them that sort of turned you off? And what was it about, you know, the Three Musketeers that appealed to you?
Yeah, like right off the bat, like when I met Adele, like we had this sort of aura about each other. Like I made fun of him, he made fun of me. I was like, this guy's my boy, and he was so honest, and I'm so honest. We speak our minds a lot, even though some people don't like to hear it. It was awesome. And then when you like let the whole praying thing, it was perfect. And like a shout out to Adele's family because you've been amazing. I've been keeping in touch with them. Like there's a brother I never take back anything or regret anything because I got to meet him, meet Paul, really close, and it's something I'll take away forever. It's amazing.
Is there a benefit to sort of being in the pre-jury? Because I feel like it's a totally different experience. You get to watch the show, you get to interact with fans, you get to comment on what's happening. Is there a pro to being in the pre-jury?
It's bittersweet because then you can like I got to go out and hit on a lot of females and stuff as per usual. But it's bittersweet because I want to still be in the game, I want to still be in the house and involved a bit, but then at the same time, I don't want to be stuck in jury, especially with a bunch of boring schmucks that were like in there. I'd lose my mind, so bittersweet, and it's a lot to catch up on. Like, I feel kind of bad for them now. It's the finale's over. Now we're getting ushered around doing all this stuff where we could go outside and relax and sort of breathe it in, right? Because now we got the finale, we got the after parties, yada yada. So.
And Paul, you know, I've read a lot of obviously like theories and spreadsheets about how to win a reality show, and one of my biggest theories is you have to align with the oldest player in the house. If you go back and watch Big Brother, Survivor, all these kinds of competition shows, the oldest player never turns on his alliance. Do you agree with that subscription?
Totally. Listen, I've watched season 1 right up, all the USA seasons, and let me tell you something. I mean, Spencer hit it right on the head. I mean, a lot of guys pegged me to go to the Final Five because what usually happens is the older guy's not considered a threat. And when it comes to loyalties, they have families, they have kids, so these are the guys. I mean, even Liza said to me, you would have been the guy. Suzette, the same thing. You would have been the guy I want to be aligned with. The only thing is that sometimes what happens is if you're a passionate dude like myself, sometimes it's really hard to play that low key sometimes. And some of the past characters like Spencer, he was a low key kind of guy, right? Chicken George, same thing, low key kind of guy. I, on the other hand, you know what? There's certain
Strategist.
There's certain things. Assalamu alaikum, brother, because I heard you converted now. Listen, all that I'm saying is that when you go in the game, you don't know what to expect. But my plan was really to be kind of low-key and be the older guy. I mean, Adele hit it right on the head. He said, don't get too much, energy in the house. Walk slow. Don't laugh. Don't smile. Don't jump around. The guy was constantly on me not to be, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want me to act that, So I tried to, but it's really hard, Murtz. When you're such a big fan of the show and you want to play the game, it's so hard. That last week, sitting and waiting for something to happen and relying on Ika and Adele to work for me killed me, dude, because I wanted to talk to somebody about it and I didn't want to mess up the game. You see what I'm saying?
Get it.
But again, it's one of those things when you're in the house, you got to go with the flow. And at that time, believe me, my plan was, I just didn't think that Andrew was going to hit that nerve. And I think that's what probably was my demise.
Amazing. Kyle, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul.
Dude, always
thank you
a
so
pleasure
much.
being interviewed
So
by
good.
you, my friend.
So
Good
good.
questions
Thank you.
all the way.